Every time I talk to you, are quite busy, so you must have a lot of things to do at Müller Martini, right?
Yeah, I cannot complain.
And I think it's also been wonderful because every time we have been doing our bonjour in the US together and talking together, I think it's very enlightening, and I think it's interesting because Müller Martini as a I mean, I know that you on your website say that you're only about 80 years old, but I have studied you guys there. You go way longer back if you take the two families side by side, right? But it is interesting because you have become a company that is, in my opinion, super interesting. Also because you have made a transformation to serve the digital market, and I guess that a transformation like that is not always as easy as it looks on paper, right?
No, that's correct. We heavily transformed the company. You're right, coming from or having had a very large footprint in the market, in particular when it comes to conventional web offset as well as gravure. The largest companies around the world had been our clients, but that has changed over the years, and we heavily worked on digital transformation internally as well as for solutions to serve our clients.
And every time I have also made these bonjour programs with you, I think that one of the things I really like is that the humor and the let's say the personal approach you have to the people you meet is probably not making it more difficult for you, right?
No, that's correct, and I think that is the spirit of a family-owned business. Being the owner and the CEO, the Müller family, being extremely close to all employees. They walk the fires for the family, and I think that's our DNA, and that's why we so committed to what we do each and every day.
And then you sent out a press release some months ago about Hunkler. I guess that it has given you also a little bit of extra work, plus I guess also a lot of people from the industry have wanted to talk to you. So how has that been for you guys?
Well, it still does give us some work. The integration work works extremely smoothly and nicely. As people might not know, we have been friends and partners for decades. In fact, the founder of our company, Hans Müller, worked from 1942 to 1946 at Hunkeler. And the Hunkeler family kind of motivated Hans Müller, who is our founder, to start his own business. And that's how it all started for Müller Martini. And we know the past history. The company has grown substantially, and over the years we did acquire the post-press business of Heidelberg. Apart from the folding machines, we did acquire Corbus in 2018, and now Hunkeler became a family member. However, the Hunkeler brand will stay. We will by all means preserve that very strong brand, and a very large commitment to this is that we will continue to have the Hunkeler Innovation Days as they were. So Hunkeler becoming a family member, but having their own identity.
See, that was the most important thing I think you could give to most of us that are interested in the industry, and that is that the Hunkeler Innovation Days keeps going. I still think that is one of the best events in the industry, because it is. I always like this statement from Hans Gut that it is not about so much about champagne and naked girls, but more about technology running on the show floor, right? So that is super nice. Volker, what does an event like PreDrupa means for you guys?
Well, it's of course very important to us because we can see and meet our clients that come from around the globe. This time it's even more important because we haven't seen the guys for some 8 years to some extent. However, we participated in Printing United and some more local activities, but on a global scale speaking, this is extremely important to us. As you might know, we've given ourselves the theme of driving the digital transformation, and we would like to, support, guide, and consult our clients, no matter where they stand in their digital transformation journey, and no matter if they are bookbinderies, commercial printers, or very large-scale e-commerce corporations. So I think we are a good company to talk to, and we have a lot to tell.
When you say e-commerce, is that like, just to put it in the face, is that like companies like Amazon and those kind of companies, or is it the different? Okay.
Companies as such, yes.
Okay, yeah. So that
Being
basically
very strong in the book markets, and companies as such, yeah.
Yeah. So that basically means that is also, it's always interesting to see what is going on in the markets, because they are rapidly changing, of course, right? So I think that when Jeff Bezos started Amazon 100 years ago, you never thought that he should be a customer for Martini, I guess, right? But that is just how the world is changing, right?
Well, I guess he always had a very specific touch to books.
Yeah.
And maybe that is the foundation. But what we see there, we saw all over the place. We started some two decades ago with the very large scale publishers in the US. They wanted to get rid of their stocks, basically. And that's when we started our endeavors with the digital book block building with the Sigma Line family, now having a narrow web solution that kind of rounds our portfolio, addressing much more the smaller scale clients as well. And with this, we have become very attractive to basically all digital press manufacturers.
If you look at and I don't know if I'm right what I'm saying now, so you please correct me, but I was thinking that if I look at Møller Martini as a supplier in the binding industry, I see that there might be competitors that are working up to your lowest ends of capacity, and then you have, like, you are basically taking from somewhere in the mid segment up. With all these digital transformation that takes place in many different printing companies, are you considering from time to time also creating machines that are aimed for, let's say, smaller printing companies, or am I wrong in understanding where you are positioned today?
Well, I think whatever we do needs to serve the aspect of industrial purpose, because that's our history and our legacy, I would say. So whatever kind of client is around, he needs to address the more industrial purpose of production, and that's where we fit in extremely well. However, we serve smaller scale, as I said before, as well as the very large corporations. And we will not be like, we will not serve the copier shop type of environments. That's not our playground.
No. The reason I was asking was mainly because I always find it interesting to think of that. If you look at Intergraph in Europe, they still claim to represent 112,000 printing companies in Europe, and I guess that when you look at that size of or that number of companies, it is from mom and pop shops to the largest one. And it's always like when you have a business and you want to grow it, and there's a digital transformation taking place. I was just wondering that sometimes you probably need to reevaluate your product strategies in order to get as much market share as possible, right?
Yeah, that's correct. And we've always been also with these moms and pop shops historically, with smaller scale, perfect binders, saddle stitchers, what have you. And you'll be surprised entering our booth. We will have a very nice combined solution, a world premiere actually, with Hankala and Møller Martini on our booth that addresses much more the entrance level, recalling your thoughts on Drupa and the digital cut sheet developments. I think it's worthwhile coming by and see what we will display. There's more information to be shared with the audience in the course of April. And I think with this solution, we kind of also stress the strengths that come along with Hankala being a family member now and combining the strengths of both companies.
I mean, it would be strange to acquire a company and don't take the synergies, right?
Of course.
So So when I see you at your headquarters on April 11th, then it will be possible to make some film that we can later show the audience about what you have been cooking.
Yes. What you can see behind me, that is the pre-staging for our digital or smart book factory. Basically, that's unwinded via Hankala into a book block solution. That's where we built the book block going directly into seamlessly in one path into that perfect binder, and off comes a very nice softcover book that's being trimmed on our trim robot, and then we have a little distribution cell behind it, so that takes away manual interaction. We believe this is the most productive and most automated system that is around. Things like this you can see, but also that word premiere. So
Wow.
you should be thrilled.
Okay, and as you know, the purpose of these PreDrupa and is of course that we can make it attractive for people to come to Düsseldorf to see your equipment and get to talk to you guys, of course, right? So I mean, when I see a setup like this, and you also when you say that it's a very productive books of one production setup, I get very intrigued by it, because it's like. I think I just spoke to HP in the corrugated market before you came on board here, and it's funny to see that the digital transformation we spoke about. He said that it was baby steps in the corrugated, but I think that in the book publishing market, it is absolutely not baby steps right now, is it?
No, it's. I mean, the publishers and the book producers have been extremely superior when it comes to this, because there was a big request in getting away from the stock books or the books that could not have been sold. They have been sent back to the factories, probably destroyed. That is not very appealing when it comes to sustainability that we talk a lot about. So producing what you need is the key, and that has been driven extremely by the publishers and the book producers. And with this, we learned a lot together with these clients, and that has been mastered over the years. Workflow becoming extremely important to that. By the way, we run all these things with our own Müller Martini workflow suite, Connex, which is configurable. So basically, we retrieve data from customers' MIS, send it to the shop floor, produce, and then have a seamless report function back to the clients.
Last question, or maybe even more statement, is that whenever I see your technology and also some of your competitors' technology, I can't help think about how complex it must be engineering these kind of equipment. I mean, I know that the mechanical part of producing books in thousands of copies, of course, also require a lot of things and a lot of time to setting these up. But now you're capable of doing fantastic, beautiful books in copies of one, different formats, different spine sizes, and it just produces, right? I mean, it is a tribute to your engineers that it is at all even possible. So, Volker, with that said, thank you very much for having that you took time to be here. I always enjoy talking to you, so I will see you soon. I look forward to that. So, thank you, sir.
Thanks for having me, Morten.
Always.
See you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.